And just breathing and letting go and starting to tune out the rest of the world as you enter your practice this evening. Hey, Maureen, welcome. We're just getting started. You can start lying down on your back. We're going to do some stuff lying down first. Blankets, pillows, all of that's going to be helpful. And for those that are already ready to go, just breathe. That's all we have to do here is just breathe. Practice filling your body up with as much breath as you can and emptying the breath out as much as you can as well. Big breaths in and out. And let's take our left hand to our heart and our right hand to our belly. So our heart is towards the left side of our chest. By putting our left hand there, we're a little bit closer to the heart. And see if you can feel the heart beating. See if you can feel the belly rising and falling with breath. And if you've got anything going on in your belly, whether it's digestion or, I don't know, maybe some cramps, you can take your right hand in circles clockwise if you want. That's just an option. I'm just throwing it out there because sometimes that's what you need and sometimes it's not. Maybe your tummy just needs a little loving. And just let your whole torso be held up and supported by the floor here. And give your organs some space to breathe as you expand and grow your body in every direction. Let's see if we can send the breath down into the hips, up into the shoulders, and see if we can expand those places as far away as they are from where we breathe towards the center of the belly. See if we can send that breath, send that expansion everywhere. And then we'll just take a big breath in for 4 seconds. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. A little slower. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful, great breathing, good job. Keep it up. So if you want to count your breath, that's fine throughout class. If you want to keep some sort of rhythm, if it's not too distracting or complicated, maybe we drop in and out of that practice today. But otherwise, just let the breath flow in and out naturally through your nostrils, using your nose to breathe. Most importantly, lips gently closed. And maybe we practice pressing the tongue into the roof of our mouth as well. That's a practice that I'm getting into. It's really great for kind of forcing us to use our nose to breathe even more so. And it helps to open up the pathway of the throat for the breath as we relax the back of the tongue. All these breathing exercises we can practice throughout class to keep us on track, keep us paced and rhythmic, but no pressure, no pressure. We want to relax first and foremost, just letting that breath flow. Okay, we can begin our movement practice. So let's extend the legs if they're not already straight. Reach the arms up overhead. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. And then take the head from side to side, like you're saying no. Rotate the wrists and the ankles. Take a really big inhale here. Exhale, hug both knees into your chest. And give your legs a really big squeeze. You can kind of wrap your arms around the legs. You can keep the head relaxed on the floor if that's your energy level today. And if you want, you can pick your head up off the floor and try and kiss your knees with your forehead. It might not make it there. Maybe it will. Just kind of coming to a little teeny ball. And we can rock a little bit from side to side. Okay, and then we'll come all the way back down to the floor. Take your feet to the floor, knees up. Take a relaxing breath in and out. You can rest your hands wherever you'd like. Getting support from the floor on our low back. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Big inhale. Exhale, hug your right knee into the chest. Give the right knee a really big squeeze. We can keep the left foot on the floor, or we can straighten the left leg, which is going to be a little bit more intense of a stretch through the hips. And then we're going to rotate the right ankle in big circles one way, and then the other way. Wiggle the toes. And we're going to draw big circles now with our knee. So take the knee in big circles one way first. Like you're stirring a big old pot of soup. And then the other way. Awesome. And then we're going to stop and straighten the right knee high towards the ceiling. Flex that foot as much as you can. So really pull the toes back and straighten the leg. And we can interlace the fingers behind the thigh and kind of brace ourselves in this position. Press that thigh away from you. The fingers keep it taut, keep it in place. And if you want to relax the ankle and just kind of let it hang out, that's a nice thing to do after staying for a few breaths. From here, we're going to take our right foot and place it on top of the left thigh. You may want to use your left hand here to kind of tuck that foot in, hug the left foot in, and drop the right knee away from you. So we're coming into a essentially tree pose lying down. Tree pose has a variation where the foot is actually on top of and in front of the left thigh. Pretty intense stretch through the right hip. And we'll just hold that for a few breaths. You can keep holding onto your foot with your hand, or you can let it go. It's a really deep external rotation of the right hip joint. Nice. Great job. And we'll just take one more big breath here. Awesome. Release that foot back to the floor. And we'll take the left foot to the floor if it's not there already. Inhale, reach the arms up nice and high. Exhale, hug the left knee in. Maybe we straighten the right knee, maybe we don't. Rotate the ankle one way and the other way. Wiggle the toes. And then we'll stir our pot of soup in one direction first. Our thigh bone is the ladle. Our knee is the handle. And then the other way. Oh, I got a crack and a pop out. I'm a happy camper. Okay, and then we'll straighten that left leg straight. Flex the foot as much as you can. Interlace your fingers maybe the weird way behind the leg and brace yourself for our extended reclining leg posture. And if you want to relax the ankle, feel free. Take it easy. And now we'll take that tree pose. So we take the left foot in right and point it towards the right hip. Maybe we use our right hand for help. We settle it on top of the thigh and drop the left knee away from us. So we're becoming a pretzel pretty much. And we can get even more pretzel-y in yoga. This ain't nothing, but it is something. It's doing quite a lot for me. Huge stretch through the left outer hip, the glute a little bit. We'll just stay for a few breaths. Maybe your hand has to grab the foot or we lose our place. Maybe you can release and just hang out. One more big breath here. And we'll carefully place the left knee back, the left foot back on the floor. The knee lifts. And then the right foot on the floor if it's not there already. Great. Inhale, reach the arms up. One more time. Big inhale. Exhale, hug both knees in. Give yourself a hug, a squeeze. Rock from side to side. Maybe we pick the head up, maybe we don't. And then we'll roll to the right side of our body for the sleeping position. Come into the sleeping position. Give yourself a little hug here. Relaxing the skin of the face. And just enjoying this moment of peace. Let's carry it with us. And we'll slowly press ourselves up to a seated posture. So take yourself all the way up, nice and slow. Let the head be heavy, and we'll come to a seated posture just to take a few breaths and meditation, adjust to being upright. Root down through those seat bones, lift the crown of the head. Practicing that really awesome breath, that rhythmic breath, breathing through the nose Nice clear pathways. Keep lifting your heart upwards towards the ceiling. As you relax the shoulder blades down the back, they can slightly come together. And we're going to drop our head to the right ear to right shoulder. Keep the shoulders nice and heavy though. And then we'll swing the head forward, and then left ear to left shoulder. Keep those shoulders nice and heavy. And then we'll take that chin all the way up and back to the right shoulder. One more time, circling to the left ear to left shoulder. Chin lifts up and back, right ear to right shoulder, pause, change directions, go the other way. Left ear to left shoulder, swing the head forward, drop the chin, lift the heart, right ear to right shoulder, one more circle, drop the head back. Left ear to left shoulder, drop the head, right ear to right shoulder, and then we'll neutralize the neck, the spine, coming back to center. Taking a few breaths in and out. Great. All right, let's take our hands behind us and send your feet forward. Have your fingertips pointing towards you. And we're going to attempt a little crab pose here. Be easy and gentle. So we'll practice hovering the hips. They can immediately drop after we try lifting them once. Or we can lift a little higher if we think we're up for it. Maybe coming right back down, and adjust accordingly. So if your shoulders aren't feeling right, widen your hands. And we'll try one more time. See if we can lift up to a bit of a more flat tabletop, reverse tabletop. Big breath in, maybe we drop the head back. Okay, and then slowly come on down. Beautiful. And we'll wrap our arms around the legs. Give yourself a hug. Drop the head. Big breath in and big breath out. One more. Big breath in, big breath out. Beautiful. Slowly roll up. We'll cross the ankles, sit over the feet, and come to tabletop, walking the knees back. Open the fingers really wide and just adjust accordingly so we're nice and comfortable and we feel supported. We want to be in a nice square. I guess it's a little bit more of a rectangle. And just take a few breaths here. Curl the toes underneath you. So curl those toes underneath you. See if we can get the pinky toes underneath you. It's kind of hard. And then we'll let the knees hover up off the floor for a few breaths. We'll count to 3, 2, 1. Drop it down, drop the knees. Great. Holding tabletop. And we'll do that one more time. Hover the knees up off the floor. Hover with 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Take it down. Great. You can release the toes behind you. And we're going to take the back of the right hand onto the floor and press the back of the hand down carefully, stretching the wrist. Okay, other hand, switch. Back of the left hand pressing down into the floor, big stretch through the left wrist. And back to tabletop, both hands down. Now we're definitely going to want a blanket under our knees for this next pose. We'll start by extending the right leg back. Straighten it back like you're pressing a button behind you with your foot. And we'll just balance here. Try not to lean too much into the left hip. That's the tricky part. And we're just going to do that one more time on or we'll do that on the other leg before we add to this. So left leg extends back. We press that imaginary button behind us. Try not to lean too much into the right hip. I'm like way leaning. I'm trying not to, but it's happening. And back to tabletop. Okay, we're gonna add on, extend the right knee back, the right foot, straighten, and then bend the right knee. And we can keep it here if this feels safe to us. And if you want to experiment, we can take that left hand to grab the right foot behind us. And this is just an option. Maybe we end up falling. The good thing is that we're really close to the floor. And see if we can lift the foot up a little bit higher if you're ready for it. Awesome. Come on down. Great job. Come on down. Let's just take a cat-cow or two. Okay, other side now. We'll extend the left leg straight, lifting it up, sending it back, and bend the left knee. Maybe we hang out here, just seeing what this feels like. We are getting an opening through the left thigh. And maybe if you're up for a challenge, we reach behind us, right hand grabs left foot. Opposite hand to opposite foot, great. And maybe we practice lifting that foot up a little bit higher. One more big breath here, and come on down. With as much control as we can manage. All right, time to thread the needle. Inhale the left arm up nice and high, almost like you're pulling a bow and arrow. We can bend the left elbow and then straighten it. And then exhale, thread the needle, drop the head and shoulder, and settle into this amazing posture. One of my favorites. I like to come up onto my fingertips of my right hand so I can kind of press my right shoulder a little bit higher, a little bit taller. And at the same time, I'm pressing the back of my left arm down into the floor. Just taking a few more breaths here. Okay, keep the right hand down, reach that left arm back up towards the ceiling, almost like you're pulling a bow and arrow at first, and then straightening it up, and then take it back down to the floor. All right, let's pull our bow and arrow with the right hand so the elbow lifts, and then the arm kind of helps us get a little higher. And then we'll exhale, thread our needle the other way, drop the head and shoulder. Fingertips help support and lift our heart a little bit higher. And we'll take 3 big more breaths here. Okay, and then we'll keep the left hand down, press it down, pull our arrow back, and then send the fingertips high. Awesome, and come back to table. Great job. Time for child's pose. So we can take the knees wide, toes together, settle the hips down. Maybe we rest our head on our hands or the floor as we reach the arms forward, up to you. And take cleansing breaths here, enjoying this posture. Now is a good time to focus our mind on an intention, a positive mindset, a goal we're working towards, healing you're working on. And we'll just take a few more cleansing breaths here. Okay, guys, it's time for a down dog. Take your time getting there. If you want to move your blankets out of the way, you won't need them for the next few poses. Might even be in the way. And we'll make our way up to downward facing dog. Pedaling the feet, bending the knees like you're pedaling a bike. Pressing those shoulders towards the feet, lifting the hips and the belly button nice and high. Maybe stillness is feeling good in this posture for you. And we're just forming this really big, beautiful, and strong pyramid. Nice and stable, unmoving, unwavering. If you feel a little wobbly, take your hands wider, take your feet wider. If this pose isn't quite yet comfortable for you, I promise it will one day become a resting posture with time, depending on the day too, how you're feeling. Let's step forward to the front of our mat. Your hands can meet the feet halfway. It's my little trick. Inhale, halfway lift, feet nice and wide, knees slightly bent. Find a nice flat tabletop here. Suck that belly button up, draw the chin in towards the throat, and pull the shoulder blades back towards one another. Exhale, release, let it go, forward fold. Enjoy the release of the torso over the legs, letting the head and arms be heavy. Maybe shaking a little bit. Sometimes a good shake is always nice. And we'll take 3 more breaths in this wonderful posture, Uttanasana. Okay, bend the knees, roll on up, take it slow. Let the head be heavy as you rise. Lift that chin last. Stack the head over the heart over the hips. And take a big breath in mountain pose. I'm off the screen a little bit, sorry. Just take a moment here in mountain. Letting the blood rush. Taking a moment of pause. Rooting down through all 4 corners of the feet. Okay, we're going to take a big straddle stance now. And if you've got a block or a stool, I would have that nearby. We're going to use that. So I have a awesome handy stool, but if you have a yoga block, that's also great. And we're going to take a nice wide straddle stance. And if I was more flexible, you guys would be able to see me. Almost. All right, so toes pointing forward, hands to the hips. Great. So I have my block or support over by my left foot. I'm going to direct this through the left sequence first. What we're going to do is notice how your hips are pointed towards the long edge of the mat. We're going to turn our left toes forward, coming into warrior 2 feet. And our hips are kind of going to end up turning probably. See if we can keep them pointing to headlights in the same direction. I know it's a little tricky. And then when you're ready, once you feel strong, we're going to bend that left knee. and find our really big, beautiful warrior two. Awesome. Something that helps me get my hips pointed forward is to bend both knees and kind of squeeze my glutes together and kind of open up that way. A little trick. All right, we're gonna take our left hand down to our support. So take your left hand inside the left leg. Perfect. And our right hand can stamp right next to the left hand as well. And then we're going to pull our bow and arrow back once again. So lift the right elbow up and then extend those fingers high. That's it. Big inhale and exhale here. And then exhale your right hand behind your back. Beautiful. And we'll just stay here for another breath. If you're one of those really flexible people, you might be able to interlace your fingers and take a little bind. I'm not suggesting it even or recommending it, just saying that's where we're headed one day. Okay, inhale, reach the right arm up. And then exhale that right hand back down to our support. And we can just kind of, with the strength of our core muscles, lift ourselves up and away, back to stand. We'll shift our support to the other side and take both of our toes pointing forward once again. We're going to get those hips straight, pointed like two headlights once again. Awesome. Sorry you can't see my face. In a couple of months, I'll have a bigger studio space. Okay, we're going to take our right toes towards the front of the mat and figure out your hip stability, find a comfy position. And when you're ready, we'll bend that right front knee deeply. Hanging out in our warrior two. And then we'll take the right hand inside the right leg to our support. Maybe you don't need support, but hey, I'm all about the support. And then we'll take our left hand down to the floor as well to our support. And then we'll pull that bow and arrow back. Elbow lifts, left hand reaches up nice and high. So we can actually connect the right arm to the inner right thigh and create a nice little tension there, a little squeeze. Big inhale. Exhale, take the left hand behind the back. And we can gaze upwards. So really we've both these, the sequence here is hip openers. So we're really opening the hips here. Maybe you're noticing a stretch through the inner thighs, as well as a nice twist. Okay, inhale, reach the left arm up. Exhale, take it down to our support. And then we'll very carefully kind of pull ourselves up out of this. Hands to the hips, feet point forward, and we can move our stool out of the way, or our block. Big breath in and out. Settling into those ankles. And then we're going to interlace our fingers behind our back. Great, lift the hands up and away, maybe gaze upwards. Maybe we stay here and maybe we want to take a fold forward. Keep lifting your heart, pulling the heart. Take the hands with you. And if this is really uncomfortable, just take your hands to the floor, or you can stay upright, doing this nice shoulder rinse stretch. If you're ready, exhale your hands to the floor. We can hang out in a straddle forward fold for a little bit. If you weren't folding forward, now's the time. We can also take our stool in front of us. This is a great little way to take a break and straddle forward fold. A few more breaths here. Great job, you guys. Okay, inhale, halfway lift. Inhale, lift your heart up halfway. Find a nice flat back. Great. And we're just going to do one more upper back shoulder twisting before we take things all the way to the floor. Take your left hand, place it in front of your face. I'm using my stool. If you can reach the floor, good for you. And we're going to pull our arrow up and back. That's the theme today. Reach the fingertips up nice and high. And maybe this twist feels a little bit easier because we've done so much of it today. Maybe not. And we can take that right hand behind our back as well to add on to this. Just an option. Okay, reach the fingertips back up. Exhale the right hand down in front of your face. Pull the left hand back to shoot our arrow. Send that fingertips high. Big twist. And then take the left hand behind the back if you so choose. And I was kind of letting my belly get lazy. Keep pulling your belly back. Send the tailbone down towards the heels. I forgot to do that. All right, inhale the arm up. Exhale the hand down. And then we're going to heel toe our feet closer together and take a goddess squat. So I'm going to move my prop and then just settle down, elbows inside the knees, hands to prayer and heart center. Taking a goddess squat, lifting the heart. Just a few more breaths here. All right, let's sit down. Whew, sit on down. And let's take a moment to bring our blankets back into our life. If you're a blanket person like me. And just sit on our comfy blankets. I've got one opened up for ankle cushion, and then I've got one folded nice and high for my seat so that I don't feel like I'm collapsing, but I feel like I can really lift my heart. Okay, we're going to take, let me see what time it is. Okay, we're going to take the left heel in towards us and extend the right leg out. Finding a tall spine, we'll do head to knee pose. Aim your belly button over the right leg. And then I like to take my fingertips past the ears, reach the arms up. Gets me a really good lift. And then exhale, fold over that right leg. Taking your bow, doing what feels good in your body. Tuning in, listening into your body. Letting the breath flow. We'll just take a few more breaths. Okay, slowly come on up. Press that leg away from you. Lift the chin last. Breath in and out. And then we're going to take our right foot behind us for cheerleader pose. Take your right foot behind you. Settling in to both hips here. And we're going to take the right hand to the left knee for a twist. Left hand behind you. Gaze over the left shoulder. Inhale to center. And then we're going to take a bow over towards the left. So we're going to settle down onto that left hip and come on down to your elbows. And we can maybe even take our head to the floor if that doesn't feel too far away. Maybe our head rests on our hands or your block or stool. Maybe a pillow. It's kind of a modified pigeon pose, sort of an easier pigeon option. And we'll take a few more breaths here in this really nice, relaxing pose. Letting go of effort, letting go of trying. Just a few more things on the agenda. Most importantly, we're breathing and relaxing and letting go. It can be hard to slow things down, working to slow it down. Time to come on up, press the floor away from you, and lift yourself back to our cheerleader pose. Taking a cleansing breath in and out. And then we'll take our hands behind us, both feet on the floor, nice and wide. And we're just going to drop our knees from left to right a few times, just to kind of massage it out. We can massage our glutes on the blanket or the floor here by just kind of letting yourself be heavy. Awesome. I like this. Okay, time for the other side. So our right heel comes in and our left heel extends out. Aim your belly button over the left leg. Take your fingertips past the ears and up and reach. Lead with your heart. Take a bow over the left leg, Pigeon Pose. Janu Shasana. So today's class, we kind of focused on hips and shoulders. Opening the hips and shoulders. See if you can notice any changes, any differences. We'll take 3 more breaths here, just 3 more. All right, slowly come on up, come to rise. Chin lifts last. Adjust. And then we'll take our left foot back behind us for cheerleader pose. It's actually a variation of hero's pose. It's like Virasana 2 or something. Take a moment here, settle through the hips. And then we'll twist towards the right hand back, left hand to right knee, gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale to center. And then we'll bow to the right, coming onto the elbows, the forearms, dropping the head, and taking a nice, gentle, modified pigeon pose. Enjoying a stretch through the left side body or the right hip, depending on where we're most tightly wound, tightly bound. For me, it's opposite on each side. I'm stretching something different. And that sometimes is the case. So let the breath flow and let it go. Maybe letting out a sigh. All right, it's time to come out. Press the floor away, lift yourself back up. And it's time now for our last pose of the class before Shavasana. I'm going to recommend Supta Baddha Konasana, reclining bound angle, or legs up the wall. So if you have a place for legs up the wall, that might be a great option today. This is reclining bound angle, feet together, knees apart. You could take left hand to heart, right hand to belly. If there's anything else you want to do, by all means. And if you want to do legs up the wall, you scooch towards the wall with your blankets underneath you. And then you rock back and lift those legs up. Oh, that feels pretty darn good. If you haven't carved out a place in your home yet with room to do this, I do highly recommend it. And please let me know, you guys, if you have any questions, if you need help in any way. It's so hard doing this so far away from you all, but I am here if you need anything. So take your time getting there, settling in, and we get to hang out here for a few minutes. So really get comfortable. If you feel like it's not working, I would definitely take the time to readjust, because we have the time and because it's worth it. If you would like to take your hands to your belly, maybe your left hand to your heart, your right hand to your belly once again, we can come back to the place that we started, creating a full circle. See if you can feel your heart beating beneath your left hand and your breath rising and falling beneath your right hand. Whatever your pose you're in, just give into it. Let it happen. Let it kind of take over in a way to just relax into it, so that we don't have to try, so that we don't have to work. We did a lot of that today. It's hard to move slowly and with control and even with purpose. That can be really challenging, even if we didn't break a sweat. Continue to let that breath flow, nonstop, ceaseless breath. Let it cleanse you from the inside out. Letting the skin of the face be soft, the eyes gently closed. Entering a sleeping meditation. So our body is a complete, deep, restful state. But the prefrontal cortex, the front of our brain, our consciousness it is slightly alert. There's an alertness and an awakeness there, almost like a sleeping doe in the forest, ready to prance away. And we're just letting all the hard work that we put in today, we're letting that absorb into the body. And you can stay in this pose if it is so super comfortable right now and you don't want to get out, or you can come to Shavasana, which is corpse pose. We kind of look like a starfish out on the beach, or the Vitruvian man. Our ankles are wide and flapping open. The arms are loose and wide down the sides of the body, palms flopping open. And this is where our pathways are completely open through the joints. So if you were in legs up the wall or reclining bound angle, there is some bending happening. As we enter Shavasana, our limbs are extended, the fingers and toes are totally extended. So there is a little bit more of a open pathways, open highways for the blood and the breath to pass freely through our joints, pass freely through hopefully areas of the body that we've gently massaged open, areas of the body that might be a little bit tight and taut with blockages. We kind of massaged ourselves from the inside out today. Every Tuesday we practice together. It's an internal massage, healing from the inside out. Enjoy this moment of peace and quiet. Hold it closely, hold it dearly. Let that breath flow, you guys. Keep it flowing effortlessly. It's gonna happen. There's no way around it. Thank goodness. Let it flow. Begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. And draw the head from side to side, cheek to cheek. Maybe licking the lips, the teeth, and the gums. And we'll slowly roll to the sleeping position, resting our head on our arm like a pillow. Another big hug here. We did a lot of hugging today and a lot of arrow shooting. It's kind of like a Cupid theme. Maybe I'll do this closer to Valentine's Day. Once again, I'll do it. All right, and then we'll slowly come to a seated posture. Nice and slow. Let the head be heavy. And just notice, witness, how are you feeling? Body, mind, and soul. Noticing the simplicity of this practice, the humility of this practice. And bringing our hands to prayer, we can remind ourselves of the intention that we set, if we set one, any healing that you're working on, any goals you're working towards, any prayers that you've got going on. Just taking a reminder and sealing it in with a bow, thumbs to the forehead, in gratitude and honor. Thank you. Namaste.